Well, hey there. Welcome to another Ark ATA. This is Belmathuin here, and today you might notice a little bit different, or a little bit of a difference, over here at the taming pen in the redwood forest. I decided to take it all down. Now, this guy right next, well, actually it's a girl. This girl right next to me, name is Miss Red Finette. You might be wondering, where's Finn? And why did we take our little hut down from here? Well, the easy answer is I went away for a little while and tame up some other stuff. And when I came back, Finn was laying right there, dead. And in the previous couple of videos, you've seen how frequently we get raided by all sorts of weird and wild and pretty nasty stuff from all over that way. So I decided it was time to start laying down some foundations. So I found myself a replacement for Finn. And because that turret mode is super useful. Very useful. But you kind of have to be around to see it working. Well, I did a thing. There is definitely some progress being made. Let's see. Red. Right there seems like a good spot for you. So I finally started laying down some foundations. Spent a lot of time collecting stone, collecting wood, and I'm going to show you a couple of tricks that I used to get that stone and wood. The simplest and the first one is just find some big rocks like this, grab your dodic, and kind of get close enough. There we go. Now we'll just work our way up the path. I went in kind of the other direction when I was doing this to get the supplies. And I even actually took them over to Metal Mountain a couple of times. Mountain over that way a little bit. There's a ton of nasty stuff up on that mountain, but there's also a ton of metal and a ton of rocks. Unfortunately, we didn't get ourselves an Anki yet. I have yet to find anything but poop levels of Ankies. If you're using this method with the dodic, when it stops swinging at rocks, it's probably because it's full. So now you've seen two ways with the dodic. You can swim around. He's a fast swimmer. And collect the rocks that way, or you can fly him with the RG. Alright, let me just verify. Ooh. Yeah, he was basically full. When he starts to get to the, yeah. When the weight indicator starts to get to where it shows the bottom of the handle, that's when he stops collecting. So just pump weight. Pump tons of weight. If you get one of these guys with a ton of weight, they won't need health because they're going to be on an RG, not on the ground, getting chased by stuff. Another method I did. Come here, Mr. Little Man. I may have to go out. Well, I guess I don't. Wow, those trees regrew? Alrighty then. Let's say I had cleared all of these trees. I guess it has been a while. I spent a good chunk of today just taming, relaxing. Alright. You guys leave me alone. So you don't actually have to get off your thyla to collect wood. And it doesn't matter if you get overloaded because the thyla can definitely carry a lot more than you. And while you're focusing on collecting the wood, you don't have to worry so much about something kind of sneaking up and ganking you, because for the most part, the Thyla can handle anything that's coming up on you. But yeah, that way, we just collected, what, 250, almost 300 pounds worth of wood. Now, I did behemoth gates at important junctures. Unfortunately, I had to use some wooden spikes underneath this one to kind of make it mob-proof or dino-proof. It'd probably be easier if I hop onto my Archie to show you this next part. I hear something. That sounded like a pego. Are you back there? You can no has my meat. Oh, yeah. You should probably try to dismount right next to where you're gonna dump it. Why is it doing the there we go. Yep, nice and simple. So I've made up a lot more than I'm gonna need. But I've got other bases planned, so I figured if I made too much, it wasn't gonna matter. Alright, let's get you back somewhere like that. Hop onto RG. So, behemoth gates going across here, all the way to that cliff. That should prevent anything from coming at it from this way. We can leave this whole cliffside wide open. It's one of the reasons that I really like this spot. That's a large area that does not need protection. And it comes to a natural cliff all the way to there. We put up the behemoth gates. Nothing to worry about. There's even a couple of trees we could probably put some platforms in. Yeah, that'd be nice. Stuck a behemoth gate, and on the other side there is, I think I stuck some wooden wall spikes back there. There was a pego. You, man, pegos are the friggin' worst. I tell you what, man. If I could, I need to figure out a way to just like disable them. They don't add anything to the game for me. They just annoy me. It's not an added challenge. It's just if you don't see them in all the shrubbery, you wind up having to fly back to base to get meat. Really freaking annoying. But anyway, I don't think anything can get up here. I might put some wooden spikes up here just to kind of protect it. Did the same thing at this natural little valley here. And to keep things from running in and falling into our base, just regular dino gates this way. There's another natural ramp that I blocked off. And I was going to do the dino gateways again through all the way across here. I decided to try the wooden spike walls. And I'll see which one works better. Now this gives us a ton of space. In fact, I might make like a taming pen over here. You know, stick a couple of walls up here, a behemoth gateway right here, and right here. And I should be able to, that should just be like a natural taming pen. Build like a tower here. Yeah, that could be really good. Now I don't know why I wanted to have a behemoth gateway on my base. But I had one extra, so I decided to use it. And I think it works. It's now something you want to avoid when you're building a base is just a straightforward, simple box. Because you're not going to enjoy it quite as much as if you have little nooks and crannies to stick stuff away in. Am I too gamut? There. That's much, much better. I've still got a ton of stuff to go on this, but I think this is how high I want the walls over here, and I'll ramp the roof up. And same with this little nook over here. Probably do some sort of patio type deal over here. And I went with the inside of the walls facing out because it looks nice. I really wish both sides of the wall looked like that. But for that gap in the corner there, and probably periodically along the wall, I'm going to do some stone pillars. Definitely need some stone pillars. Not quite sure what I'm going to do here as far as, am I going to just ramp it up the whole way or just have this one little walkway? I don't know yet. We still got a lot to play with and a lot of time and effort to put into this. Collecting the materials is only part of the battle. The rest of the battle is getting the pieces to actually fall in where they're supposed to fall in, or where you're trying to get them to go. You definitely... Now, I could have definitely benefited from having a mammoth. A mammoth would have been so friggin' awesome. But we didn't. We haven't gotten one yet. We haven't found a decent enough beaver to bother taming yet. And, you're definitely going to want to fence the area off first. Now, I still do get spawns in here, because that is kind of... That right there is kind of a large area. So I do still get spawns in there. I'm going to have to figure out a way to maybe pepper some foundations out through there. Yeah, that should do it. That should stop the spawning if I have one every so often. You're definitely gonna when you're building something like this, if it's gonna be your main base, and you plan on really progressing in the game, make sure you leave space for a replicator. I think my tech replicator should fit nicely right in here, and maybe even one of the forges. But I think I'm gonna chip away. Oh, there's an enemy. Where's the red dot? Over there? Alright, you stay over there, Mr. Carno. We don't want your kind around here. I actually tried to record the intro one time before, and a terror bird, while I was down there doing the intro, terror bird came up and almost killed these guys. Almost killed our iguanodons. Got up there here, and they were both below half health. It was just like a level 7 terror bird. Now, we've been collecting a ton of eggs, and I've been taming more terror birds. We don't need them, but there's an event going on for Easter, so I decided to, you know, if I saw a decent level, excuse me, if I saw a decent level terror bird that was a female and had a cool color, I would definitely tame them. Now, you can see the name of this purple one. My old lady sits about 10 feet behind me on the bed on a laptop or reading a book most times. She made me do it. She saw this terror bird. She made me do it. The low level, crappy terror bird, but she made me. I'm surprised I can even move with this. A lot of these ones up here, I just tamed for the color. This is a crap level, but I'm going to try to breed. I want these wingtips. They're freaking awesome. Like this guy, you gotta see him in the daylight. Of course, the shadow's going to be chasing me. Can I get... There we go. Yeah, look at that. That color is amazing. We're definitely going to have to try to get that bred into the line. I mean, it's probably going to take a really friggin' long time, but oh well. And of course, we've got our green Thyla with crap levels. But that green's going to be... That green, it has potential to be in the line. I don't know, though. It's kind of too bright. It was just interesting. Now, this galley, This galley's friggin' weird. He was actually a pretty decent high level. I think he was a 135 when I picked him up to tame him. Got a decent saddle, and I just like the colors. Galleys have always had interesting colors, to say the least. But this was the pièce de résistance. This one might end up being one of our main birds that we're gonna breed. Let's get out a little bit. Now, if I can get that bright teal blue onto the wingtips here, this is gonna be one friggin' awesome looking bird. Oh, hello. He's actually trying. I might have to put some spike walls right down there too, because if he was like a Pego or a Microraptor or something like that, he'd have been able to get in. Yeah, but this guy, gal, this gal, she was like a level 145. You know, I saw her off in the distance. Got the spyglass out and was like, "Holy crap, that's an awesome looking bird." And I was thinking to myself, it's gonna be poop level. It's gonna be like level 25, because all the other ones that I thought the same thing about, they were all like level 25 or 10. This one being 145, I could not resist. We've already tamed a couple of RGs on the series though, so I didn't want to bring you guys in for that. You know, it gets a little repetitive. There's a lot of repetition in Ark. Any more eggs? I don't see any. Now, this one, this Parasaur, I filmed catching it. In fact, we caught it over in the redwoods, like north of, well, actually south of the Metal Mountain. I saw these psychedelic colors that I just couldn't resist. My old lady says, "You gotta get it." So I got it, and it was a level 145, I want to say, when I tamed it. I just built a 3x3 pen with 3 high walls and ramps leading up to it. Pegged this gal in the face with a couple of tranq darts, and she followed me in. It was pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Came back and got some superior kibble. I believe it was superior kibble off of well, from those. I missed. Yeah, from those, the RG eggs. Now this Petetradan, crap level, but again, it just happened to be nearby. I had bulls on my bar, and I decided why not. I'm gonna end up having to kill off some of these, but at the very least, he's gonna keep Petetradeb company. They're actually kind of similar in levels, so neither one of them is probably gonna make it through the whole series. I don't know, maybe they will. And what else did I get over here? Oh yeah, I got that Tech Raptor just because it looked cool. And this guy, event colored. It looks like a freaking peep. Yeah. Tell me he doesn't look like a raptor peep. In fact, no. No, not that either. Options. There we go. Yep. He's going to be named Peeps. Now, I'm not a big fan of red, but I actually found, I think it was a 162 or 164 Tech Raptor. And at that point, it didn't matter what the colors were. It didn't matter anything. All that mattered was getting it back. Actually, I found it while I was looking for Finn's replacement over there. Now the stats on this thing, they're definitely better than a regular raptor, but they're not great. But we're probably gonna take this guy out and play around a little bit. Alright, so those are both guys. I have gotten some tech raptor eggs. Now, the Parasaur, I went ahead and spent like 60 something, or actually I think it was like 46 engram points to learn the saddle and then the platform saddle. We're going to do something with that in a future episode. I mean, just straight off the bat, I've pumped nothing. Got almost 400% melee damage. Pretty good amount of stamina, which I don't think is really a thing with them. Unless you plan on like running a platform base all over the place. And pretty high health. That's almost 10k off the gates. So that's pretty good. We're definitely going to be able to do something. If you can think of a name for this derpy psychedelic Parasaur that my old lady really liked, leave it down in the comments, and the name's all yours. I'd really appreciate it. And if you think of any names that you want me to throw on any of the kibble farms, you know, let me know. I'm more than willing to throw them on there. I'm terrible at coming up with the names. This is just another one. I plunked it out of the air because I had bolas in my hand. It was nearby, and it was psychedelic and weird looking. So I think that covers all of them. Now I guess it's just on to building, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm gonna grab some of this stuff. You know what? I think I'm gonna build with Cliff Peta. If she was a little slower, it'd be great, because she kind of coasts. Oh, by the way, I did find out how to make her latch onto stuff. You kind of go up to a wall or a cliff. And it's tough to get her to do it sometimes. Yeah, she doesn't want to do it to that wall. But he'll do it to that wall. Yeah, he. A little buggy though. Alright, yeah, so let's grab some stuff. Let's get some more building done. The crystal was a pain in the butt, but you guys all know that if you've been playing for any amount of time. Let's grab these and those. What are those? Medium stone pillars? And large. Let's try one of each. And then maybe like 25 of those. Oh, maybe not. That is way too much weight. Oh, that's why we don't need all 30. That's good enough to start with. And our original RG makes a great refrigerator until we get one built. Because, oh yeah, that let me up. That reminds me. We are level 99. Flying around looking for all these event dinos and stuff I found a lot of the traveler's notes. In fact, I had 2 separate ones going at the same time when I killed level 140 Alpha Raptor. And I've killed a bunch of Alpha Raptors. They're actually pretty popular everywhere I've been going to lately today. Oh yeah, get some coffee in the belly. We're level 99 and we're halfway through the bar. So I went all the way back to our starter base grabbed all the berries, and I got all the freaking spoiled meat. And I'm going to see if we can't hit level 100 while we're building this. 100. That might do it, to be honest with you. Maybe not. Yeah, but between building all those things, and killing tech raptors, and the fact that I've been on for quite a while, I put quite a few hours in between episodes here. It's really helped us out with getting up to the top level. What do we want? Is this the one? It is. Nice. Yeah, the only... I gotta figure out that air brake button. Alright, so we've made some definite progress. It's been a bit of time. Any of you that have built an Ark know that it can be trying. It can be very trying. Just getting the snap points to... There we go. To do that. Sounds real simple. Not very simple. But here's a trick. I made a kind of a floating floor up there supported by pillars. I didn't like the fact that it was just a real thin stone ceiling, so I decided to try out this, and to try out a half wall or a stone railing that turns into a half wall underneath, and it gives it a little bit more structure. I like it. It's a line. It's something to look at. But the only way to get that up there underneath the ceiling is to be over foundations, which we are, because there's a ton of foundations here, and build up to it. Kind of like this. And then we should be able to remove these with no problem at all. And you could ramp your way up there if you wanted to, or figure out another way, but I have S+. I'm going to use the model selector. I've already set it to one of those. And just hit it like that. Yeah, I think that's the last one. So let's get rid of that gun. And let's take a quick look. So I wanted a way up, and I wanted to be able to walk dinos up. Actually, you know what? For now, let's go like this. Yeah, that'll work. And I also wanted another way to bring dinos in. This is gonna kind of be like a flyer platform, somewhere to safely store our flying dinos. Oh, I got some rails up here too. There's a little bit of a landing pad. You can pretty easily just get them in. The Behemoth Gateway also works, but I don't know, I just thought it added some interest in it. Helped break up the large space. Plus, who doesn't like a loft, you know? Let's see, what gamma am I on? Let's try that one. That might come across a little dark on YouTube. I'm not sure yet. I'm still learning the ins and outs there. But I don't know. I think we've got plenty of space to do all the stuff and things we want to do. Maybe like a cooking center down here. Tech replicator should definitely fit here, and maybe we'll put some fabricators and stuff around it on the angles. Probably be able to fit an industrial forge over here. I don't know, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to have to start working on in the next episode. We definitely need to get an Anki before we start collecting the kind of metal we'd need for any of that stuff. We're talking like thousands. Right now, by hand, it's taken me a ton of time just to, keep my supply in the hundreds. But let's take one quick look at the outside. And I may end up modifying those windows a little bit. Those are the S Plus glass walls. And you can configure them so that, the metal around them only shows so many sides. You can also configure them so that one side is blacked out and the other side is see-through. So I'm probably going to play around with that a little bit in between episodes. And you know what? Let's get it bright for YouTube again. Hopefully it's not too bright. But I went with the stone ceiling. I originally did one whole side. I did this side in thatch, and this side in stone, and kind of took a look at them. And I know a lot of people use the thatch because it's, it's thicker. It's got a little texture to it. Wow, that brightness is bright. It's really dark over here. Really bright over there. Don't like it. But I like the stone better. In this instance, there's just too many. The thatch works really well on smaller builds. For this large build, each panel is very, very defined when you start getting into a large project like this, a large roof like this. And I wasn't too keen on that. I am definitely thinking that maybe I build like an aviary on top of this. It'll kind of get rid of some of the flatness. And, it wouldn't be too difficult to come in here and make like a staircase. Heck, or even just a ladder right here. That would work. Yeah, we could do that. And then have the aviary up there, and maybe, put generator in this corner, and some electronics, like crafting stuff all nicely. Yeah, we could probably do that. Some crafting stuff all nicely grouped together so that it's easy to run the electric. And then some of the larger machines down there. We might end up doing it that way. I don't know. All I really do know is that I'm about out of time for this episode. It's been a long, trying day. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. But I really like the way it's coming out. Now, there's still, the pillars make a huge difference. When in doubt, when you have walls that start to look a little bland, throw in pillars of an opposing material. Even wooden pillars would have made it look good, but I like the stone versus the wood. Throw some windows in if you don't have the S Plus glass walls. I'm not sure if those were in the Homestead update or not. Then you can use greenhouse walls. You can also use the double doors that are in all versions of Ark now. You could do a line of the double doors going straight up and down. Stuff can get in that, but it does look nice for windows, and there's not a whole lot of flying things that you have to worry about flying into your base. Unless you're building somewhere where RGs are a thing. And I don't think they can fit through a double door, so... yeah, that's a thing. But anyway, I think we're gonna end this episode off right here. If you liked what you saw, learned a thing or two, appreciate a like, comment, subscribe. And if you want to be notified of any future content that I put out there, hit the little notification bell, and you'll get it all. But I guess until next episode, when my brain's had a chance to recover from all those snap points, Hope everyone has a good night.